while your girlfriend... Oh, which brings me to my pet peeve. I didn't get to talk about my pet peeve. What the heck?
You gotta get some juicy questions, babe.
Some juicy
not like
questions?
basic bitch questions, you know?
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys sending in these questions. This is the first time we've ever done a Tipsy on my channel. So this is just gonna be something that I'm gonna read you guys' questions. How'd you guys meet? We talked about that. So we're not gonna try to double up. If you guys wanna watch the old Q&A, we might touch on them real quick. We met at a Gymshark event in Sydney in 2019.
Start of January 2019, like the very start of that year.
Best feature on one another. Let me guess what you're gonna say about me. My best feature.
Hold on. Yeah, okay, go.
Physical feature. We're gonna go physical feature. I think you would say my best physical feature is my hands or my back.
No.
Oh, okay.
I do like your hands.
Yeah?
And your back's pretty hot, but
I just want to kiss you.
just legs. I like your legs.
You like my legs?
I love your legs.
Babe, I could see the lust in your eyes saying that, so I'm gonna give you a kiss. Oh, sorry. This is like, Mom and Dad, stop. Okay.
Pops is down there looking at us.
Okay,
like,
what physical feature?
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, go.
My back.
No.
My bum.
No! The fact that you can spread your toes out really wide. Show them. Give the people what they want.
Wait.
If you're into foot fetishes, eat your heart out.
You know when you go get your toes done and a pedicure and the lady puts like the wedges, I just spread them and she's like, oh yeah, nice.
Wait, is it always an Asian person? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely.
Okay.
Every nail salon I go to.
This might not be super politically correct. I'm sorry if you guys don't like it.
Might
it's
not
just
be,
how it is. Summer home in Oz in the future.
Definitely.
Where have we talked about getting a house?
Sunshine Coast. Or Kingscliff.
Yeah.
They've been the two most spoken about places, which is literally an hour north or an hour south of where I live currently.
Brisbane. And it's just beautiful year round. I would say weather is almost Hawaii-esque in like Sunshine Coast. So it's just beautiful year round. So I would love to do like middle of January.
We want to do a summer home until we move there eventually.
Oh yeah, you gotta tell people.
Because I'm holding you to
in the
it.
Summer. Yeah, you are. I know. Mark it down.
We're not living in
Mark
a
it down.
forever.
Maybe we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. How can we get your Gymshark collection? Sadly, it's gone. It's out. Moment of silence for that. Moment of silence over.
Congratulations,
Thanks.
babe.
Maybe Gymshark will restock it in the future. I can't say anything about that. I really don't know. Have you ever smoked weed? This is actually a great question.
When I first came over here, Steve had this
vape.
Yeah.
I've done it probably less than 10 times.
Okay.
Let's make that very, very clear. I didn't try it until it was legal in Las Vegas, Nevada, and then I tried it a couple times. So the very first time I tried it, I was at a family event. My parents are probably watching this. I was at a family event. I was 31, 32 years old in Oregon. We were all there and I had some edibles and it was the worst experience of my life. I thought I needed to go to the hospital. I thought I was dying. I was paranoid. One of my nieces was lost for a second and I just went and sat in the car and I just remember thinking I was going to die. So I asked my sister-in-law, who's a nurse, if I thought I needed to go to the hospital, and she just busted up laughing. I have a lot of people I know, a lot of friends that smoke weed. You've never tried it.
It's honestly who you surround yourself with.
That's what I like about Morgan.
It's true. I haven't done any
She
drugs.
looks like she does lots of drugs. But
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm kidding.
I'm high on life as is.
Yeah, that's it.
And then alcohol is like the worst thing that I can.
This is such a real
on.
Q&A already. Oh my gosh. Skittles or Sour Patch Kids?
Skittles, but they have to be the sour Skittles. Basic Skittles are disgusting.
Sour Skittles? I've never even had those.
Yeah, they're in a green packet. They're the tits.
They have all.
They honestly are so
the tits,
good.
mate. First vacation you go on post-corona. 1, 2, 3.
Hawaii. Why'd you wait for me?
Because I didn't think you were going to say
Are we actually going to go before I return home, though?
Depends on when you return home. So, Morgan's here. She was actually supposed to go home. Her flight got
2 days
canceled.
ago. 3 days ago.
Yeah, her flight got canceled. To book one, because all the flights were canceled, it was like $20,000 for like a 40-hour flight.
Sorry, Qantas cancelled all of their flights, and the only company flying was Virgin and Delta, and they have like one flight a day, and the flight for one-way economy was 10 grand, and it was like 40 plus hours of flying. It was
Get out of town!
You can get a return business flight from Australia to America for 8 grand.
So you know what we said? We said, get the corn out my face! Get the corn out my face!
That's exactly what we said. I ain't going home anytime soon.
And if Trump has a problem with that, You're fired. Just kidding. Mr. Trump, I didn't say
You're
that.
fired.
Did you enjoy doing The Biggest Loser? You know what? I'm actually going to do a video on this, so I'm not going to talk about that right now. The finale has aired. You guys can go watch it. I don't want to talk about it. Next one. Morgan. Megan. We'll consider that a typo. My girlfriend's name's Morgan.
Definitely.
Never even dated a Megan.
Morgan. M-O-R. Morgan. G-A-N.
When did you start working out?
I never didn't work out.
It was always for gymnastics. Basically.
Yeah, I just did sports my whole life and then went straight into like body weight gym stuff. I've always like switched up between what sort of activities I do, but I've always done.
You've always been
out.
a weapon.
Oh, thank you.
Steve, what are your hair products and how do you get that lettuce looking so luscious?
Lettuce? Is that?
I don't know. I don't know if he meant to say
lingo?
lettuce. And again, I'm sorry if my cleavage is distracting you guys. What do I do with my hair? Today's a good hair day, I would say. I don't always have a good hair day. I haven't had a haircut in a while.
I'm just thinking about all the minutes you put into doing your hair.
I don't.
You put more minutes into doing your hair than I do.
He
told me today, as we were about to film, he goes, "You gonna do something about your hair? Are you gonna change?" I said, "I'll change a little bit."
You really think I spend more time on my hair than you?
Yeah.
We can agree to disagree on that. I spend less than 5 to 10 minutes on my hair every day.
I didn't do anything to my hair.
That's really misleading then.
Well, I just choose not to do anything.
If we were going out, you would definitely spend more than 5 to 10 minutes.
Definitely. I'd straighten it and make it look
right, but on days that I wear a headband or a hat, I don't do anything to it either.
That's true.
This girl's trying to throw me under the bus.
Damn, you got a bit snappy there.
Well, we can just agree to disagree on that. We've learned we have to be able to agree to disagree. We don't have to agree on everything.
We agree to disagree on many things.
For Morgan, what are some of the biggest differences living in America versus Australia?
The people, the food, the accessibility, how many people are like on demand. So if you don't get a service that's done right, people complain straight away and people are so not afraid. Yeah. There's so many things that like a little thing will happen at a cash register and someone will go off about it, when in Australia, no one really gives a shit. They just walk away and go like, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. But in America, it's like, I need that service done perfectly. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. I'm going to go complain to the manager. Like everyone's just on edge in America. The food, there's a lot of very accessible junk food.
Yeah. Like that you
love. That I love. Like I just can't get enough of it.
Which one's your favorite right now?
Chick-fil-A and Swig.
It's not just Chick-fil-A, because Chick-fil-A is fairly healthy, or you can do Chick-fil-A healthy. The amount of Chick-fil-A sauce this girl uses.
I dump my Chick-fil-A sauce on my burger.
Swimming in it.
Literally, it drips. It dripped in the car today.
It did.
My burger.
And she licked it off the seat.
I did.
So Bogan, Veronica Vaughn, so hot, want to touch your hiney. Oh! How hard is it when you guys are long distance for 2 months at a time, and why the most?
What's the most, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
The longest time we've been apart when we've been dating is probably like 2 months. Or a little over 2 months. And
I think that it's hard to be apart, but we both are so focused on what we're doing and doing things that it's hard, but at the same time, like it's not the hardest thing in the world.
We just chat a lot.
Yeah, Morgan's really good about FaceTiming. Like if we were just a text couple, I think it'd be hard, but we FaceTime quite a bit.
We do. We FaceTime more than we text, for sure.
Which is nice.
In that time when we were away for like 2 and a bit months, towards the end there, we were FaceTiming like 3-4 times a day.
Yeah. Which is good.
Because we'd do something and then we just call each other and be like, hey, say like, yeah.
Before FaceTime, when you text someone, you don't get that one-on-one human interaction.
And you don't get the emotion or anything that comes through.
Then when you see them, you feel kind of awkward. But I've noticed that like since FaceTiming a bunch, there's never any awkwardness. Is there anything you can't stand about each other? Go ahead. Tell them.
Steve chews like a cow. I've already said this in another Q&A, but he was eating grapes this morning.
Grapes are loud.
And then you were eating pasta last night.
2 very loud things.
Porridge and oats.
Okay.
You could easily devour those with a closed mouth.
My biggest...
And then the second thing is Steven is unintentionally condescending.
We all know that. Everyone in YouTube knows that. I come from a big family.
Exactly.
And
he feels like he needs to get his point out, like be top dog, but really it's only one of 2, not one of 7.
Yeah, so I have 7 kids in my family, and the older brothers would make fun of the younger brothers, and the younger brothers and sisters, and I was in the middle. So I took a lot of crap and I gave a lot of crap. So when I do that back and forth, it's just us cooks' way of saying we love you and you're part of the family. So if you guys are saying like, oh, it's condescending, bitch, you don't know me. This is a good question. If you two could live somewhere not in Australia or Utah, where would it be and why? Hawaii.
Yeah, we've already agreed Hawaii. I've never even been to Hawaii, but just from what Steve's told me, it's similar to Australia, but it's also got good parts of like America.
I would definitely say
and it's nice
Hawaii.
and close to his family, and then I
then
guess it's got the similar
it does
feel.
It's very
Australia.
it does and it doesn't, but yeah, I think it's just island life. It's nice.
Yeah.
I could also live in London during good weather. I think London feels like it's the center of the earth, but there's also that like you can get away.
But you said there's like a couple of weeks of good weather a year.
I know, that's the tough part about London. Maybe Vancouver, British Columbia. The last one I would say would be...
I could live in New Zealand.
Oh yeah. Yeah, bruh.
I could definitely live
Go down
in
with the
New
Kiwis,
Zealand.
bruh. Hey, bruh.
Horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. Sorry, all my Maori brothers.
Marty.
Modi.
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 Marty. Why did I say Marty?
Best budget quarantine date ideas. Get some takeout, go sit in the back of your truck, and watch the City of the Lights while your girlfriend... Oh, which brings me to my pet peeve. I didn't get to talk about my pet peeve. What the heck? Morgan eats
You were so
fast
focused on-
and stuffs food in her cheeks. Literally.
We've already spoken
Literally.
about
Now, I might be
this.
a loud eater. She just holds food, like, just... takes half of the pasta down in one bite and just like a starving kid just stuffs it in her mouth. And I'm like, first off, I hope you're enjoying that. Secondly, there's gonna be enough. Like we can go back and get more. I think Morgan has
I got
this
underfed
fear.
as a child, okay?
This
I
fear
actually did it. My family, I'm a family of like me and my brother.
Yeah, treated very well.
I got spoiled. So
you eat
I don't know where that comes
and
from.
a lot of the times you take the last bite, and that's a hard thing for me.
It's true.
I think we're both very food territorial.
I'm a bit selfish.
Yeah, you are a bit selfish.
Yeah.
But when you're a mom, that's going to be the biggest struggle.
Yeah, I know. My kids are gonna want food, and I'll be like, no.
No, I'm just saying in general, like your kids are gonna need you, and you're gonna be like, hold
My
on.
kids, our kids.
Yeah, our kids. I like that, babe. I like that. Hayden from the gym asks, "Who's your favorite front desk employee?" Let's be honest. Hayden,
I do love Hayden.
Hayden, man, Hayden's got to give a good
good
shout
egg,
out.
yeah.
Good shout out for Hayden. Known the guy for a while. Always been super positive. We love
So
you, Hayden.
lovely, yeah.
Danger's his middle name. Ooh, this is a good one. What advice would you give someone who just went through a bad breakup? I'm gonna let you handle this, and then I'll go.
Why? I've never really had bad breakups. You're the master of relationships.
I am 35 and I've been through a breakup or two. No, you guys didn't know? Well, let me tell you about them. Just kidding, I'm not.
No,
I would say,
yeah.
honestly, I've been through a divorce, so I would say just give it time. Nothing heals things like time. Stay busy. Keep your mind off of things. If you were somebody that broke up with that person and you're worried you might go back to them, write down the bad things, because it's easy once you're out of a relationship just to remember the good times, when in actuality you really wouldn't have left had there been
More good times than bad.
had there not been some serious issues. And then think about the things you need to do. Don't think about like what you want in a partner, but think about the type of person you want to be for other people. That way when Mr. or Mrs. Right comes into the picture, you're ready to be in a healthy, non-toxic relationship.
Perfect.
I just blacked out. We're trying
We
to
both
do this.
can't do it, so we just sit there flicking
Do you know who I
arrows.
bet could do that? Hayden. I bet Hayden could do that.
I'm sure.
Is there anything else you want to touch on there?
Not really. I'm a very, like I said before, I'm a bit of a selfish person. So if I ever do go through something like that, I just focus on myself and just do me. And it ends up making me, I end up for some reason being, or I have in the past, been happier by myself than I have been in relationships. Until now.
Okay, we'll get through these ones quick.
Okay.
I love this one. Is she good in sex? That's how it reads. Is she good in sex? Next question. We
Excuse you.
We just don't discuss these things. This is
You
not.
can at least say yes or no.
Babe, we're not discussing that. That is not something anyone
Carol,
ever
ask you.
will know. Okay?
Killed her husband, whacked him.
Can you do a 10-second handstand yet, Steve? No. I think 6 is probably on that.
Yeah, 6 is his max.
Should I
so
do one
far.
right now?
Definitely not.
Why?
You've had too many wines.
I would kill it right now.
You would not kill it right now.
I
You'd be
did-
so loosey-goosey.
I guarantee you I get at least 3 seconds.
Okay, yeah, one chance.
One chance. Hold this. Here, hold my beer.
Oh, my beer. At least 3
The
seconds.
shirt's a little tight.
Don't trip before you get up.
That was 3 seconds.
No, it was not.
Okay, try it again. 1, 2, 3.
You can't walk in
The problem is, yeah, you can't walk. You have to just go straight. Oh, okay. That one was a drunk.
You did it.
That
That's it.
was a tipsy handstand. My hand didn't go where I wanted it to.
It's got some slipping hands.
All right, thank you guys for humoring me there. People wanted to know where my orange hoodie was from today, and for the life of me, I can't remember. I just know I got it in London. London's got the best shopping in the world, I think. That in New York. Australia's actually got great shopping too. Who said I love you first? Have we ever told people this?
I don't know.
Because I'm a savage.
This is actually a really funny story.
Honestly, I wouldn't
Actually,
have.
it's not really funny, but
It's really cute.
it's alright. Yeah, it is cute.
So we just gotten back from the
Wait,
biggest.
are you gonna tell it properly? Because sometimes you skip out a few little details.
Well, then you can tell it.
No,
I'm
you
like,
can
no,
tell
I
it
don't.
and I'll jam in. Hey, go.
Okay.
Oh.
So we'd just gotten back from The Biggest Loser, and this house, while I was gone, was up on the market, and it ended up selling. I got back into town. I'd already moved all of my stuff into a rental, went in to sign the closing documents, and basically the realtor said it fell through on the day I was supposed to sign. Nightmare of a situation. I ended up losing a bunch of money. It was just a crazy experience, like super crappy. Like lost $10,000 in the process because I had to pay to get out of my rental, had to pay to move back things in here.
Hadn't we done it twice?
Yeah, it was just a nightmare.
It was just ridiculous.
So
Everything
anyhow.
that could have gone wrong went wrong
Yeah.
in that situation.
And so we're walking out of the realtor telling me this, and I'm gonna forget what happened, but maybe
We
you pick
had
it up.
M&Ms.
We had M&Ms.
And Steve wanted one, and I had one. And I put it in my mouth, and as I put it in my mouth, it fell on the ground. Me being me, picked it up from the ground, put it in my mouth. Yum. Next one. Got the next one out, it fell on the ground. Went to pick it up, put it in my mouth, it
Were
fell
you
again.
drunk here?
No, this is just...
I know.
I know. Fell on the ground again. So my second M&M fell on the ground twice, and he was like, "Don't you dare eat that." And then we both laughed because I was fully about to go eat that. He's like, "You are such a grub."
It's a
and we just
sign.
laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said
We were
it's a
like, "It's a
sign. You
sign.
can't-
It's a sign." And we laughed so hard about
Harder
it. Like,
than
it
we
was so
should have.
funny. Yeah.
Just walking out down the street, dropping
Yeah.
M&Ms, watching this little grom of an Australian gal eat it. And I was just like,
He
oh
just
my
thought it was
gosh,
the
I love
funniest
her.
thing.
Like I was just like, you know what, I love you. I do, because anyone that I can be with, that we go through this crappy situation, but yet I'm happy still because you're dropping M&Ms and putting them in your mouth like a little kid. And I'm like, you know what? I like it. I rock with it. Something I would do. So I said I love you, and she's like, oh, that's
I
nice.
was like, "Do you really?
Yeah, I think that's what she said. Did you really mean that?
Do you really mean that? Because I don't want you to say it if you don't
That was a
mean
big
it."
thing for her. She really didn't want me to say it if I didn't
Yeah.
mean it. So.
I would rather go through a long ass relationship, like a long ass time, without someone telling me they love them.
Yeah. And
Just
how
for
long
the
into
sake
the
of it?
relationship was that? Probably 4 or 5 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months. So it wasn't like super quick. But
Yeah.
Well,
and
guys.
then I ended up telling him I loved him too.
Yeah, I was like, hello? Como?
Esta?
Who wins in a foot race? Definitely me.
Okay, let's speed through them. Go.
What are your favorite brands of clothing you wear besides Gymshark? Subi.
1 teaspoon.
Yeah, 1 teaspoon, I would say.
People versus.
Theory, People, Rag and Bone, People Versus. Most of those are Australian brands, but you can get a lot of
I
them
like
here in
Tony
the
D
US
and Co
now.
for shoes.
What place or places are you two most excited for to travel to in the future? Okay, you list your top 3, and I'll try to name your top 3.
'Kay.
I love these games.
Okay, go.
You've already been to Japan,
Yeah.
but you want to go back.
Yeah, I do, but it's not on my list right now.
Maldives.
Yes.
Boom, that's on both of our top 3.
But it's not
I've
my
never
top.
been. I know,
Yeah,
it's not
okay.
your top. Your top.
Come on, babe, you got this.
Your
I talk
top.
about it all the time.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Yes!
Woo!
On a safari! What do they get? These two lovers are getting a free trip to South Africa. We actually are, because the place
Yeah,
suits
we
you.
have. We've got a hookup for South Africa. I think it's like Zimbabwe or something.
But anyhow,
Something.
somewhere in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to cut you off. Is
Yeah,
that-
so
is that
South
2?
Africa, Maldives, and
This one's gonna be tough. Well, we've talked about a couple different places, but I don't know if
yeah,
my
I
places
don't.
are
Yeah,
your
I don't know
places.
if you really know this one specific.
Iceland.
No, it was Philippines.
Oh, I did not know that. Wouldn't have known that. Okay, where are my top 3? Where's my number 1?
Peru.
Peru. Machu Picchu, baby. Number 2. You're
Maldives.
number 2.
Yeah.
Yep, Maldives. Number 3. Japan for me.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I've
You
never
haven't
been. To round off our top 5, Iceland's in
Yeah,
the top
definitely.
6.
I want to. Yeah, we both
And then
want to go there.
Greece.
Yeah, we want to do a Europe trip.
Yeah, just all over Europe.
Yeah, which hopefully we'll do
When
June.
Corona is
Yeah,
over.
when Corona's done, because we were meant to be over there.
And we can kind of probably talk about that to wind down the video. Crazy, crazy time right now. I don't know what to believe in the news and whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
I think there's now 15 to 20,000 people dead in the US, which is awful. You know, it's like, how much do you...
It's like 73,000 people internationally that have died.
And that's crazy. When we look at the flu is going to be way more
Yeah.
than that. So this is kind of something that happens in life. It's one of those things that I think inevitably we have issues like this. I think it has been handled fairly well. Like, the only difficult thing I think we've talked about is we don't know where we're at really in Utah, how much to social distance. Like, grocery stores are still open. Some people act like it's not a big deal.
Utah is so different to like the rest of
There's not a lot of
America at the
cases
moment
here.
because there there is literally like 1,000 cases.
Well, I would say...
And I think there's been like 3 deaths.
Rural.
Out of the whole of Utah, which is majority Salt Lake City.
Rural areas. Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas. Places that just don't have a ton of population.
So the cities aren't really taking the same precautions. They don't have the same shutdown, lockdown, blah, blah, blah. Everything's still open, but it's for takeaway or drive through or whatever.
I think there's that fine line of like being careful and then living out of fear, not doing anything. I definitely think you need to do your best. Like, I'm not going anywhere near my grandparents right now. We still are keeping up at the gym. I still have my videographer, but we're not going to like parties. We're not going to restaurants, obviously. The restaurants here, you can go through drive-thrus or get takeout, but you can't go in and sit. So it's about doing your part, not being extravagant with traveling. Like, we love to travel. We were supposed to go so many different places. Obviously canceled all that even before the travel bans had started. So doing your part, but also not just being so crazy fearful, washing your hands, taking those precautions. At the end of the day, it's really going to depend upon where you live, how many cases are there, and just trying to do your best not to be around people that are going to be really susceptible to it.
I have a question to ask you.
Oh, one bonus question.
Last time I asked you, the last Q&A, if I was the one.
Yep.
Am I the one?
Babe's the one. Babe, why are you putting me on the spot again?
Because I already know I'm the one. So you need to tell YouTube I'm the one.
I was just trying to think how to say one in Spanish.
Uno.
Oh, yeah. You are
Numero uno.
Uno. We do get along really well, if you couldn't tell. Thanks for turning
What do you mean we do get along really well?
We get along. I think some people might watch this and be like, all I know is that I can hang out in quarantine with you as much as we have in self-isolation distancing and not have gotten in a major fight already. Pretty good.
That's true. We haven't fought at all.
Not major. We've had little tiffs.
About what?
Brushing Hobbs's teeth too hard, or...
Yeah, but they're not fights.
No, not fights. Did we have any fights?
They're like nigglies.
I know. Did
Did
we have any fights? What was the fight? What was the fight we had? Where you were gonna be like, you told me that night I wanted to be mad at you, but I can't. What was that?
Oh, yeah.
That was probably handstand stuff. Was it?
Yes.
Was it?
It was handstands.
Sometimes she gets her Russian coach on when she's teaching me handstands.
He was getting cranky because I didn't encourage him enough in his handstands.
I was just like, hey, we're here to have fun, okay, coach? Like, hey, winning's great, but if you're not getting better and having fun, you're not gonna stick with it.
That is not a legacy you live by ever. We don't just go to the pickleball courts and have fun.
You do your best. I will always be about that with my kids because I am someone who is competitive to a fault, and if I don't keep things in check and just remember to do your best, then that's all you can do. Even if you win sometimes, if you didn't do your best and you win, you still shouldn't be happy with that. But if you do your best,
you still shouldn't be happy with that.
Yeah, what I'm saying is if you don't do your best and win, you can't be happy with that.
You can be happy with it a little bit.
No, you did not do your best. That is the only measure of success is did you do your best.
But if you're there to have fun, you don't need to be putting 100% in. You don't need to be doing your best all the time. You can just relax and have fun with something.
But that would be doing your best, wouldn't it? On that note, we're going to just agree to disagree. Cheers, babe. This is a good Q&A.
Love you.
Maybe a date in a month. We'll do it again. You just cashed that wine.
Go on, you have to skull it. You have to skull it.
Listen.
Skull it.
35-year-old men in cheetah print shirts do not skull wine, okay?
Yeah.
You sip it.
Go.
Because I'm a savage.